why most people fail before they even start, and how you can break free from the invisible prison of doubt and fear. There is a moment, a singular, silent, and devastatingly common moment, where the dream dies. It is not a moment of spectacular, catastrophic failure. It is not a moment of public humiliation or a market crash that wipes out a fortune. It happens in the quiet, in the space between a thought and its execution, in the breath between an idea and its first, tentative step into reality. It is the moment the seed of a new possibility is placed into the barren soil of a conditioned mind, and that mind, the gardener of your destiny, looks upon it not with hope, but with a sigh of resignation. It says, I could never. It whispers, who am I to try? It argues, be realistic. And in that moment, the most profound failure a human being can ever experience is already complete. The battle is lost. The dream is murdered in its crib. The tombstone is erected, and it reads, here lies what could have been, killed by a thought. This is the invisible prison. Not one made of iron and concrete, but one constructed, brick by agonizing brick, from the mortar of doubt and the stones of fear. And you are both the inmate and the warden, and the terrible, liberating truth is that the key has been in your pocket all along. We speak of failure as an event, something that happens to us. We point to the bankruptcy filing, the rejected manuscript, the venture that did not succeed. But that is not failure. That is merely a result. That is the echo, the distant thunder long after the lightning has already struck. The true failure, the original sin of ambition, occurs in the sanctum of your own mind long before the world ever gets a chance to vote on your vision. It is a private suicide of potential, and it is engineered by a shadow council of mental saboteurs. The fear of what others will think, the addiction to comfort, the hypnotic lullaby of average, the desperate, clawing need for the approval of people whose own lives are small and quiet and safe. This is the genesis of the great tragedy of human existence, the massive, aching chasm between the life we are capable of living and the life we settle for. This chasm is not filled with the bones of the unskilled or the unintelligent. It is a graveyard for the brave dreams of the hesitant. It is where passion goes to be buried alive by practicality. But what if you could see the bars of your cell? What if you could trace the cold iron back to the very first thought that forged it? What if you could understand that the most legendary figures in history, the Carnegies, the Edisons, the Fords, were not superhuman? They were not blessed with a genetic lottery ticket that you did not receive. They were simply men who discovered, either through instinct or through brutal necessity, how to break the locks on that prison. They learned the art of mental rebellion. They understood a fundamental law of the universe, one that Napoleon Hill dedicated his life to deciphering, that which the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. This is not a quaint platitude. This is not a bumper sticker for the optimistic. This is the literal, fundamental architecture of reality creation. It is the atomic secret of all material success. Your outer world is nothing more than a printout, a physical manifestation, of your inner world. Your bank account is a lagging indicator of your self-worth. Your relationships are a mirror of the relationship you have with yourself. Your achievements are the children of your belief. And if that inner world is a haunted house of doubt, a committee of past failures and future anxieties, then your outer world has no choice but to reflect that chaos, that scarcity, that fear. You are not failing to achieve your goals. You are achieving, with terrifying precision, the goal of being inadequate. You are succeeding brilliantly at proving your own doubts correct. The machine is working perfectly. It is simply pointed in the wrong direction. The first lock to pick on that prison door is the lock of belief. Not hope, not wishful thinking, not a fleeting, fragile optimism that shatters at the first sign of resistance, but a belief that is so deep, so unshakable, so bone deep that it becomes your very breath. A belief that is knowing. A belief that operates with the same unquestionable certainty as your belief that the sun will rise in the east. You do not hope for gravity. You know it. You operate from that knowing. This is the belief you must cultivate for your vision. Thomas Edison did not hope the light bulb would work. He knew it would. He did not fail 2,000 times. He found 2,000 ways that did not work on the absolute, unassailable path to the one way that would. His belief was the engine. The failures were merely data. Henry Ford conceived of a horseless carriage for the masses, and when the world, the experts, the entire chorus of doubt screamed that it was impossible, his belief did not waver. He did not argue with them. He did not try to convince them. He simply built the machine. He built the reality his mind had already conceived. His belief was so potent that it bent the physical world to its will. Your doubt is a magnet for failure. Your belief is a magnet for its equivalent. The world will always deliver to you the absolute, mathematical certainty of your most dominant belief about yourself. So what is it? What do you truly believe, in the quiet, secret places of your heart, that you are capable of? What do you believe you deserve? That is the only thing you will ever have. And from that bedrock of belief, you must forge a vision so clear, so vivid, so electrifying that it pulls you out of bed in the morning with a force stronger than gravity. Most people have a vague, foggy wish. I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to be happy. These are meaningless phantoms. They have no weight, no substance, no power to compel action. A true vision is a technicolor daydream you inhabit with all your senses. It is not something you want. It is something you are moving towards. It is a reality that already exists in the future, and your job is simply to bridge the gap between now and then. Close your eye. See the life you demand. Not the life you hope for. The life you demand. See the details, the grain of the wood on your desk, the view from your window, the feeling of the steering wheel in your car, the calm assurance in your own voice when you speak. Hear the sounds. Smell the air. Feel the texture of your future between your fingers. Walt Disney did not see a plot of Florida swampland. He walked through the fully realized streets of a magic kingdom that existed only in his mind. He could hear the music, see the smiles, and feel the wonder. That vision was so real to him that it became real for millions. Your vision must be your North Star. It is not negotiable. It is not up for debate with the doubters, the naysayers, the well-intentioned family members who urge you to be sensible. Sensible people build cages. Visionaries build empires. Your vision is the blueprint of your empire. It is the sacred contract you make with your future self. Protect it with your life. Nurture it daily. Write it down. Read it. Feel it. Breathe it. Let it become more real to you than the temporary obstacles that stand in your way. The obstacle is not the enemy of the vision. It is the raw material for its achievement. The obstacle is the way. But a vision without a purpose is a beautiful, empty shell, a cathedral with no congregation. It will. That cell. Take it. The world will test you. It will send winds so fierce you will question the very foundation upon which you stand. It will send droughts so prolonged that the soil of your faith will crack. This is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. This is the universe's ultimate validation. It is the fire that forges the steel of your character. You are being tempered. You are being strengthened for the magnitude of the vision you carry. For a small vision attracts small challenges. A grand vision, a world-altering purpose, demands a soul that has been tried, tested, and found indomitable. Look at the lives of the giants upon whose shoulders we strive to stand. Lincoln faced a lifetime of political defeat and personal tragedy before he was called upon to preserve the Union. He was not spared the pain, he was prepared by it. His failures were not evidence of his unworthiness, they were the curriculum for his ultimate purpose. Your struggles are not proof of your impending defeat. They are the prerequisite for your inevitable victory. You must learn to lean into the storm, to welcome the resistance, to understand that the friction that seems to hold you back is the very thing that will give you the traction to move forward. This requires a mind that is not rigid, but adaptable. A mind that is not a fortress of brittle dogma, but a flowing river, constantly moving, constantly shaping itself to the terrain, constantly finding a way to the ocean. The prison of doubt is built with the bricks of rigidity. This is the way it has always been done. This is who I am. This is what is possible. These are the statements of a mind that has already surrendered. The mind of a master is fluid. It is a learning machine. It understands that every person you meet, every book you read, every failure you experience, and every success you achieve is data. Pure, neutral data to be absorbed, analyzed, and integrated into a sharper, more effective, more powerful version of yourself. Henry Ford, one of the greatest industrialists in history, was once accused of being uneducated. His response was a masterclass in adaptable thinking. He pointed to his desk and said, "I have a row of electric buttons on my desk. By pressing the right button, I can call into my service men who can answer any question I desire to ask concerning the business to which I am devoting most of my efforts. Now, would you mind telling me why I should clutter my mind with general knowledge?" He did not cling to the old model of what it meant to be smart. He adapted. He built a brain trust. He understood that knowledge is not about what you hold in your own skull. It's about knowing how to access what you need, when you need it. Your ability to pivot, to learn, to shed outdated ideas about yourself and your capabilities is your greatest weapon against an ever-changing world. The rigid tree breaks in the hurricane. The flexible bamboo bends and survives. Be bamboo. And as you bend, as you learn, as you push forward with relentless discipline, you must become a master of your own energy. Your mind is the greatest instrument of creation ever devised, but it must be fine-tuned. It must be protected from the toxic frequencies of the world. The complaints, the gossip, the endless scroll of negativity, the chorus of cynicism. This is not just background noise. This is psychological warfare. This is pollution for your soul. It seeps into your subconscious and reinforces the very prison bars you are trying to break. You must become a ruthless guardian of your mental environment. You must curate the information you consume, the people you allow into your inner circle, the thoughts you entertain. This is not about being ignorant of the world's problems. It is about being too focused on building your solution to be consumed by the problems. Every moment you spend in anger, in jealousy, in resentment, is a moment you are not spending in creation. You are draining the battery of your potential to power an emotion that serves no one, least of all you. Redirect that energy. Transmute that anger into focused action. Transmute that jealousy into inspired study of those who have what you want. Transmute that resentment into a ferocious determination to build something so undeniable that the opinions of others become irrelevant. Your energy is your currency. You can invest it in building your empire, or you can pay it as a tax to the doubters. The choice is yours, and the results will be a perfect reflection of that choice. This journey, from prisoner to master, is not a solitary one. You must understand the power of the mastermind. Napoleon Hill did not discover the principles of success in a vacuum. He was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie to study the most successful people of his era. Carnegie introduced him to the titans of industry, Ford, Edison, Firestone, so he could distill the universal laws of achievement. This was a mastermind in action. The principle is simple yet profound. When two or more minds coordinate in a spirit of harmony and work toward a definite purpose, they create a third, intangible force that can be likened to a mastermind. This is not networking. This is not exchanging business cards. This is the sacred alliance of individuals who are committed to a higher purpose, who challenge each other, who hold each other accountable to their highest potential, and who bring their unique knowledge and experience to the table to create something far greater than the sum of its parts. You cannot do this alone. You were not meant to. The lone wolf is a myth perpetuated by those who have never experienced the synergistic power of a true alliance. Find your mastermind. Seek out those who are on the same path, whose vision burns with a similar intensity. Align yourself with those who see your potential even when you doubt it yourself. Together, you will form a psychic battering ram that can knock down any wall of resistance. Together, you will create a gravitational field of success that will pull you all toward your goals faster than you could ever travel alone. And through it all, through discipline, adaptation, the energy management, and the alliance, you must operate from a foundation of absolute integrity. Integrity is not a moral nicety. It is a strategic imperative. It is the bedrock of trust, and trust is the currency of all lasting success. Your word must be your bond. Your promise must be an unbreakable contract with the universe. When you say you will do something, you are not just making a statement to others, you are making a declaration to your own subconscious mind. Every time you keep a promise, no matter how small, you deposit trust into your own personal bank account. You tell yourself, I am reliable. I am effective. My words have power. Every time you break a promise, you make a withdrawal. You tell yourself, my words are meaningless. I cannot be trusted with my own ambitions. The person who cannot be trusted with the small things will never be entrusted with the great things. Build a reputation with yourself as a person of unwavering integrity. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Let your actions be in perfect alignment with your words. This internal congruence creates a power and a presence that is undeniable. People are drawn to it. Opportunities are attracted to it. The universe responds to it. It is the final, unshakable foundation upon which a legacy is built. A legacy not just of wealth, but of impact. A legacy not just of success, but of significance. This is what you are truly building. You are not just breaking out of. It will not sustain you through the inevitable storms, the long, dark nights of the soul when every instinct tells you to quit. This is where the weak are sifted from the strong. This is the furnace where ordinary desire is forged into an unbreakable will. You must connect your vision to a purpose that is greater than yourself. A reason that transcends money, status, or applause. Why? Why must you achieve this? For whom? For what greater good? Is it to provide a legacy of freedom for your family that you never had? Is it to create something that elevates and empowers millions? Is it to prove to yourself that a promise you made in a moment of quiet desperation was not made in vain? Your why is your anchor. It is your source of infinite energy. It is the fuel that will burn long after the initial excitement has faded. It is what will get you up after the 10th fade when your belief is shaken and your vision seems like a mirage. Your why is the non-negotiable reason you will not, stay in the prison. It is the memory of the sunlight you are fighting to see again. Andrew Carnegie's purpose was not to be the richest man in the world. His purpose was to master the process of steelmaking so thoroughly that he could make it affordable, to build the infrastructure of a nation, and then to give away his entire fortune in a way that would promote knowledge and peace. His purpose was vast. It was a mountain he could spend a lifetime climbing. Your purpose must be your mountain. It must be so compelling that the struggle becomes insignificant in its shadow. Find your why. Dig for it. Unearth it. Let it hurt. Let it bring you to your knees with its power. For when you know your why, you can endure any how. And the how is discipline. The brutal, beautiful, unsexy machinery of mastery. This is where the dream meets the road. This is the grinding wheel that sharpens vision into reality. Discipline is the daily decision to choose the pain of regret over the pain of discipline. It is the unwavering commitment to the process, even on the days you don't feel like it. Especially on the days you don't feel like it. Motivation is a fickle breeze. It comes and goes. Discipline is the engine. It is the constant, relentless application of effort. It is the understanding that greatness is not a single, spectacular act, but 1,000 tiny, invisible acts of excellence performed day after day after day, long after the crowd has gone home. It is the writer writing one page every morning before the world is awake. It is the entrepreneur making one more call after a dozen rejections. It is the artist practicing their craft when no one is watching, when there is no applause, when there is only the quiet, sacred dialogue between themselves and their potential. This is the price. This is the toll you must pay to cross the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. There are no exceptions. There are no shortcuts. The universe does not respond to wishes. It responds to motion. It responds to energy. It responds to the undeniable signal you send through your consistent, focused action. Your action is your prayer. Your discipline is your devotion. You are building your future not in grand, sweeping gestures, but in the silent, solitary minutes you invest when you could be consuming, distracting, numbing yourself. Every time you choose the difficult right over the easy wrong, you are hammering another bar off your prison cell. Every time you choose to study instead of scroll, to create instead to consume, to invest instead of spend, you are declaring to yourself and to the universe that you are different, that you are not a prisoner of your impulses, that you are the master of your fate. This is the path. It is narrow, it is steep, it is lonely, but it is the only path that leads to the summit. And on this path, you will be tested. You will fall. You will fail. You will face setbacks that feel like full-stop endings. This is not a possibility, it is a guarantee. This is not the universe conspiring against you. This is the universe testing your resolve. It is asking you, in the only language it understands, the language of experience, how badly do you want this? Is your belief real, or is it just a fair-weather friend? Is your vision clear, or will it fog up at the first sign of trouble? Is your purpose strong enough to turn this setback into a setup for a comeback? Resilience is not the avoidance of failure. It is the ability to metabolize failure, to consume it, to digest it, and to use its energy to grow stronger. Every great oak tree has been strengthened by the winds that tried to break it. Every diamond was once a lump of coal that handled pressure exceptionally well. Your failures are not tombstones. They are textbooks. They are data points. They are the feedback mechanism of the universe, guiding you, correcting your course, teaching you what doesn't work so you can get closer to what does. The only true failure is the failure to learn, the failure to adapt, the failure to get back up one more time than you are knocked down. Embrace the struggle. Love the grind. For it is in the struggle that you discover who you truly are. It is in the dark night that you learn to generate your own light. And as you walk this path, as you break those bars and step out of the prison of your old mind, you must cultivate a spirit of relentless gratitude, not as a passive acceptance of what is, but as an active magnet for what will be. Gratitude is the highest vibration. It is the energy of abundance. It tells the universe that you are ready to receive more. When you are grateful for what you have, while steadfastly holding the vision for what you want, you exist in a state of powerful alignment. You are not coming from a place of lack, of desperation, of I need this to be happy. You are coming from a place of fullness, of I am already blessed, and I am excited to create more to be grateful for. This shifts everything. It changes your energy. It makes you a magnet for opportunity, for synchronicity, for the right people appearing at the right time. A grateful mind is a powerful mind. It sees opportunity where the fearful mind sees only obstacle. It sees a lesson where the arrogant mind sees defeat. Practice it fiercely. Be grateful for the challenge, for it is making you strong. Be grateful for the doubt, for overcoming it will make your belief unshakable. Be grateful for the vision, for it is pulling you toward a destiny you would not have dared to imagine from inside your cell. Now, look around you. The walls you see are not real. The locks you feel are of your own making. The sentence you are serving is a life of quiet desperation, and you hold the pardon in your hand. It is signed with the ink of your decision. It is sealed with the wax of your action. The world does not need more prisoners. It needs more wardens of their own minds. It needs more architects of impossible futures. It needs you, not you that doubts, not you that hesitates, not you that seeks permission. It needs you that is waiting to be unleashed. The you that knows, in the deepest, most silent chamber of your heart, that you were built for more than this. You are ready to conceive, to believe, and to achieve. The prison door is open. It has always been open. The only thing that ever held you back was the thought that it was locked. Step out, the free air. The world of your greatest imagination is waiting for you to claim it. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single, defiant step out of that. A legacy not just of success, but of significance. This is what you are truly building. You are not just breaking out of a prison, you are building a kingdom of your own design, governed by your values, and populated by the people you are destined to serve and uplift. The journey is long, the price is high, but the reward is a life of meaning. A life where you look back and know, with every fiber of your being, that you did not just exist. You lived, you built, you conquered, you were, for however brief a moment in the cosmos, truly and utterly free. Now, let the scales fall from your eyes. See the prison for what it is, a phantom, a mirage, a story you have been telling yourself since the day you first learned the taste of fear. The walls are not real. The locks are not real. The only thing that has ever held you captive is the unquestioned authority you have granted to your doubts. That authority ends now. This very second. Not when you have more money, not when you have more time, not when the conditions are perfect. The conditions will never be perfect. The time will never be just right. The moment of your liberation is always and forever now. It is a decision. A single, seismic shift in your consciousness where you reclaim your birthright, not to a life of ease, but to a life of purpose. Not to a guarantee of success, but to the absolute certainty that you will die trying, and that in the trying, you will have lived more profoundly than those who merely existed for a century. This is the final truth, the ultimate secret, the master key that unlocks every chain. You were never a prisoner. You were always the warden. And today, you choose to set yourself free. Feel the weight of that key in your hand. It is cold. It is solid. It is real. It is the weight of your own untapped potential, finally given form. Now, turn it. Listen for the sound. It is not a clang of iron, but a silence so deep it roars. It is the sound of every excuse you ever made shattering into a million pieces. It is the sound of every I can't dissolving into the ether from whence it came. It is the sound of the old you, the hesitant, apologetic, permission-seeking version of yourself, ceasing to exist. And from that silence, a new sound emerges. It is the sound of your own heart, beating in rhythm with a universe that has been waiting, with infinite patience, for you to finally step into your power. It is the sound of a new path being forged beneath your feet with every step you take. It is the sound of your destiny, not as something that happens to you, but as something you are actively, ferociously, and joyfully creating. Go forth. The world is waiting for the masterpiece that only you can paint. It is waiting for the song that only you can sing. It is waiting for the business, the art, the healing, the innovation that is buried deep within you, screaming to be born. Do not ask for a map. You are the cartographer. Do not wait for a sign. Your decision is the only sign you will ever need. Do not seek a guide. Your purpose is your compass. You have everything you need. The same